As humans, we have to deal with feelings. Some of them are basic, such as fear and happiness. But there are a handful of feelings that only us humans can experience, such as shame and regret. I myself have been thinking about stuff that I've done lately, which I have come to regret very much. And this is where this video idea came from. Hello there, gamer. This is Wiki, bringing you a new video in which I will be ranking 5 items in my collections that I have bought. And after buying them, they have brought me shame and regret of buying them, which I have named buyer's remorse for that, right? Gamers buyer's remorse at that. Without further ado, let's go right into the video. Here we go. Alright, we're back in the working table. Let's get started with my number 5 item that I bought that brought me buyer's remorse. So this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Special Edition, right? Nothing bad there, pretty standard Special Edition. It's always nice to have that item, right, on your collection. And that'll be the case because it does come with this very, very rad version of a steelbook case for your game, right? So nothing bad there, so far so good. You open the steelbook and the game's there and you're treated to this beautiful image as you open it. So where is the regret? So the regret came when I figured that I did not have the original art book, or I should say art style, for the cover of this game, which in turn made me, in a silly way, made me want to buy the actual regular game, right? This is the exact same game, just without the steelbook. I did play this game, I did finish it, it was very, very good. Lately, Smash introduced the fighters, right? The DLC, the downloadable characters for the game, for Smash. Pyra and Mithra are they're right there, right? These girls are one of the 3 protagonists of the game. So yeah, now I have 2 copies of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I do regret buying it because I did have to buy it at a full price. This should be enough, right? The steelbook and the special edition should be enough, but my collector just said, you know what, it's not enough, so let's just go ahead and buy the regular version of it. So now I have both of them, and I don't know, I don't feel too happy, I don't feel too good about myself, but yeah, I guess I just have to live with the regret, right? And I don't know, I don't feel very good about it, but yeah, that's number 5 on my list. Let's go for number 4. Number 4, it's an item that I bought when it came out. If you remember, Pokemon Go was, and I guess it still is, a very big phenomenon around the world. So Nintendo's part of the deal was to create an accessory that would be a hardware piece that will serve as a wristband, right? Something that you would wear on your wrist like this, right? And you could play the game as you go. Well, Pokemon Go did not click with me. I know there is a lot of people that still play with it, and I don't find it very fun at all, right? You can see the wristband right there, like the way it's intended to be played. And yeah, now I have this piece of hardware. I bought it at a full retail price. I have never opened it, actually sealed, and I think it'll stay sealed. It has catch some dust. I regret buying this thing because it brought me nothing really. It just brought me a piece of plastic that is gonna stay and remain on its box. And yeah, that's number 4. Let's jump into the next one. Let's go for number 3. Number 3 is it's an item that I bought because I saw it kinda cheap. This one was 419 pesos. That's roughly around 20 bucks, and it did come with a thing that I believed was like an art book or something, But to my surprise, this was no art book. This was just a manual, like a version of the manual in French. So I don't know French a lot. And why would I need French when I know English, right? So this is like another manual that just came with this bundle. I never played Monster Hunter 3 or 3, like it says right there. It does use the, or used to use the We Speak accessory, which it really never kicked in. It never actually was very famous, or it never hit anywhere. So the disc is right there, right? It's, of course, it's brand new. It's yeah, you can see it's beautiful disc right there. And of course the manual that it comes with, it's in English. You can see right there, it says Your House, right? So yep, that's one item that I bought. I never get to play. I think if I wanted to play it right now, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it as much, because if I'm not mistaken, there's no servers anymore for this one, and there is no really much point of playing this one when there's a new Monster Hunter that just recently came into the Switch. So that's item number 3 that I regret buying, because it was just right there. It was kind of cheap. I thought it came with a little extra that was interesting and that was special, and it turned out to be a no. It was not that special. It was not something that would actually increase its value. It's right there. I don't know for how much this one goes, but yeah, it's just part of my collection right there, and I regret buying it for sure. All right, let's jump into the number 2. And we already talked about how you buy an item and then you buy the second item, but it's a little different. Well, what can be worse than that? Well, the answer is buying 2 copies of one single item. This is my copy number 1 and my copy number 2 of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I can put them right there. So when you open this, you see that, right, that you're treated to these images that evoke a very warm nostalgia, adrenaline rush, if you want to call it some way. The cartridge is right there. I close it, and that's it. This is just Nintendo's way of celebrating Super Mario World 35th anniversary, and this was mostly a cash grab. This was not remastered like a lot. It was mostly just an emulator that would run either Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, and Nintendo officially stopped selling these copies back in March. So that, was it March or April? I believe it was March, but it could have been April. The thing is, they no longer sell these, neither on the eShop nor physical, right? You can still get some of them physical out there, right, in the wild, but I bought a second one just, you know, because of preservation, and of course as a collector's item. Who knows, maybe later down the road it'll become a sought after item, but Nintendo sold a lot of these, so I don't really think this will become a rare collector's item. So here I am, stuck with 2 copies of the same game. I did finish the 3 games that it comes with, but yeah, there's one that is not even open at this time. Those are the 2 copies of Super Mario 3D All-Stars that I have. That was number 2. Let's go into the last one, which is number 1 item that I regret buying. Do you remember this little buddy right here? If you don't, yeah, this is a piece of hardware that came out, if I'm not mistaken, by 2011, 2012, around that time, maybe a little earlier. But this is a 3DS. This is the standard 3DS. This is, of course, well, it's requiring an update from me because I guess I haven't played it for too long. This is the first machine that Nintendo made that had 3D, that needed no extra hardware to have 3D. I mean, if you want to count the Virtual Boy, go ahead and do that. But this was very revolutionary in the time. It did come with the stick in which you could use you know, to move around. There was a piece of hardware that was sold separately to make this system a 2 joysticks system, which is this one. This is the Circle Pad Pro, the 3DS Circle Pad Pro. It actually came with a little battery right there, and this Circle Pad Pro made it so you could add a second set of triggers to the back and a second joystick. So the way it goes is you just place your console right there, and there you have it. You have a little bit of a transformer. Right now you have 2 sticks, 1 and 2 sticks. I don't think this stick is working for us right now because yeah, the battery that it runs in, it's a AAA battery, so I believe it's already drained. And here you go, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 triggers. You have an extra circle pad, right, to move around the camera. Maybe you have access to your buttons, you have access to your regular stick. And this is not the end of this story, because as you know, Nintendo loves releasing different versions of their consoles. So they released what they called a 3DS XL, right? And for that 3DS XL, they did release a Circle Pad Pro, which is extra large, right? That's what XL stands for. So I did buy that another one, right? So which is the worst part? What's the worst part about this story is that they ended up just releasing a new 3DS, which in turn, from the original form factor, will have a second stick, will have 2 sets of triggers. So that will render this piece of item unusable. It was just useless at that time if you had that piece of hardware, the new Nintendo 3DS. So I do have another 3DS, which is the XL version. But yeah, these items are just a piece of plastic that stands there in my collection. I don't even know, this is a shame on my side too, I don't even know if I have the boxes anymore. I don't even know how much they go for these days, but I did regret buying them you know, back in the day, and I still do. Alright, so that is the end of the video. That was the end of this top 5 list. I shouldn't say top 5 because this is just a rank of 5 items that I have bought and I have regretted to buy right after. Yeah, as a collector, you have to do your research. You have to stay away from purchases that just, you know, that come out of nowhere, right? The impulse purchases, that you can call them like that. And yeah, that's the video for today. I did find a lot of things that I have bought that I have come to later regret. But yeah, I'm only human, I guess. I make mistakes. Feel free to leave in the comments down below what item have you bought and that you have later regretted buying. Maybe something that you didn't research for, maybe something that you didn't even use, maybe a game that you thought you would like and you end up not even liking or playing at all. Thanks for stepping in today to watch this video. If you liked it, help me leaving a like. If you want to leave a comment or a shout out, I read every single comment that you guys leave. And yeah, that is it for me. Thanks again for joining in. The name's Wiki. This is Wiki signing out, and we'll stay in contact. Take care. Bye-bye for now, gamers.